Hi guys, welcome back on my channel, and if you're new here then I'm very glad that you are watching. As you can see, I'm not going to look at the screen because I'm currently driving, but I wanted to talk about the fact that I quit Snapchat a couple of years ago, and I actually didn't even think that was worth a topic to discuss. But then I'm driving, I'm thinking like, it has been a couple of years, and why did I even do it? Like, what have I learned from it? Like, is it worth it? That's also a question, of course. So I actually quit Snapchat a couple of years ago based on the fact that I have a friend of mine and she's not on social media at all. No Instagram, nothing. And I always looked up to that kind of because of the fact that I was like, we spend so much time on it, and I've always been aware of that. But it's also like you don't want to miss out on things, because that's often the case. It's like you get some kind of FOMO because all your friends are talking about that next meme or that thing and blah blah blah. And I also don't have TikTok as well. And TikTok I didn't really have it when it started to be a hype. Like I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. It was like a deliberate choice from, okay, I'm not even going to do, or at least like be on it, because I've been on it like for a little while, and you know, those things are just so addictive. And I'm not gonna talk it down, because there are also good sides. If you have like a business or you need to figure some shit out, you're in the gym and you don't know how the specific workout works, then you always have that video, that's quick video that can help you out, which is absolutely perfect. But the thing is it's all so addictive, and I need to... Woman behind wheels, they say, right? But I can drive better than my boyfriend. So I quit Snapchat a couple of years ago, and what I do is, at the beginning I downloaded like maybe every week or so to just check what my friends said. And every time that I logged in, I was like, okay, but this is not so special. Like, I was also in the assumption of the fact that, okay, if these are my friends, then they have my number, they can call me, they can WhatsApp me, they can text me when they want to see me or do something. So when I got that realization, and when I started to download it like every other week or so just to check up on things, because I was very curious still, like, oh, did I get messages that I didn't see, etc. But that wasn't really the case. Like, nothing was really that I was like, oh, this is so important to me. And I know like a generation younger than me, or at least like my generation of my little sister, for example, they have kind of all communication on Snapchat and don't really use WhatsApp, etc. So it might be like a different thing, but I still think like, I don't necessarily think of you have to quit Snapchat or something. I don't think that, but it's like we should be aware of the fact that all these apps, and for example Snapchat, it's like in the back of my mind you can think like, oh, I'm not like easily persuaded to do things or blah blah blah. But we are all dependent on the other people, and mostly on the people that we are spending the most time with. So for example, as I mentioned, like I quitted Snapchat because of the fact that I have this friend of mine who I was looking up to. And you may not be looking up to someone to quit Snapchat, but you maybe have a friend group that everyone is using Snapchat, so therefore you keep using it as well. So we're all super dependent on everyone we spend time with, and I think we often forget that. But the thing that I wanted to say is, so I quit it, I saw, okay, there are no actual messages or things that I need to see, and then I just realized, okay, I don't really need this. So every other week became every 2 weeks, every month, and now I've downloaded, I think, let's say a month ago or something, or I don't know. And I actually don't really look at it, and still, if I look after a month, it's like there's not something I have missed, if you know what I mean. And the same is with TikTok, for example. A lot of my friends still have it, and that's no problem, of course, that's all their thing. And I don't, and I never really had it, if you know what I mean. And sometimes they make a joke about something, or like I'm trying to figure something out, like what they said, but I can't really remember it. But then they are all laughing, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? I just don't understand, if you know what I mean. But then it's like, oh yeah, but that's a meme. Like everyone does that now, you know? So, but then they explain or they show me video, and then I'm like, okay, but I don't actually think that's funny, or or I do think it's funny, and like then I can still have a laugh and see that video, but then I only see that one video that is worth it, if you know what I mean. So the thing is, people know also now, like, don't send like those TikToks forward to me because I'm not going to watch it, or like you have to have an account, so if someone texts it to you and like you get that from TikTok, that's very annoying. You can watch it sometimes, or at least sometimes I can't. But I'm like, okay, I'm not really missing something. But the epiphany that I had is when I quitted Snapchat, TikTok as well. I didn't really use that to begin with. But when I quit those things, like, you are going to see other things that are very addictive because of the fact that you are very used to having your phone lying around. When you can't solve a problem, the first thing that you do is pick up your phone. And so I try to also limit my time on Instagram. And when I did that, I realized that I was manipulating myself in some kind of way, due to the fact that I deleted Instagram off of my phone. And I was like, okay, fine with that. And what worked is, okay, sometimes I still get curious, so I would just open it on my desktop, on my laptop, and just see if I got any DMs or something. And that works totally fine. And still, you're going to scroll on your desktop, don't get me wrong, but it's not that long because of the fact that you're far more aware of the fact that what you're doing with your time. Because a phone, you just get sucked into it. And with a laptop, I think it's a little different. So yeah, I deleted that, and then I just mentioned, okay, I'm just checking Instagram on my laptop sometimes. And then what I realized is I have my own small business, and it's very small still because I'm still setting it all up. I'm trying to get more leads, but the thing is, I started to download it and telling myself, okay, I need to do my marketing, you know, I need to post pictures of what I'm making. And then I was like, damn. Like, now I downloaded it, and before I knew it, I was scrolling again, and I was like, but I actually downloaded it for a reason. I was going to put something on there and then just delete it again. And I think that's the best balance that I currently have. I'm still working out the balance that I would want to, but the best balance would be that you post to engage, to do your marketing, to do things that you need to do for your job, to do your sales, to do whatever you need to do. If you're an influencer, or I don't know what you are, like, that's fine, that's good. But what is not good is that you are spending all that time that you could have spent on the marketing, the sales, getting leads, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, like, why am I doing that? And I'm not even aware, but after the, I don't know, 5th video, or the message that I get, like, I have a timer on every social media app, like, for 15 minutes a day. And then I'm aware, like, whoa, I'm already 15 minutes on this. That just sucks, man. And when I deleted Instagram, I actually understood how addictive YouTube was as well. Like, those shorts. For example, I really would want these apps to their settings to be able to delete shorts, if you know what I mean, because I'm sick and tired of all these shorts. I only want the shorts if I search for them for a specific gym practice or something. I just don't want them on my screen, because before I know it, I'm like sucked into what people are wearing, what people are buying, what they are eating, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, without realizing it, undermines us in such a way. Like, it can be positive because of the fact that you see people like working out all the time, eating very healthy, and blah blah blah. But it can also be very toxic, because you either see all the bad food and you're like, oh, I'm so hungry for hamburgers, for example, right now, or blah blah. That can still be healthy, but you know what I mean, like going to get takeout or something. But also, when you see all those positives, like all the healthy food and etc., then you might become very harsh on yourself, saying like, oh yeah, I should do better, I should do this. I notice that myself as well. Like, I tend to eat very healthy, go to the gym. Like, my overall lifestyle is quite healthy. But of course, I have my days where I want some chocolate, I want this, or I want that. And I think that it should be a balance, because of the fact that we just have to accept the fact that we live in this world where 75% of the things in a grocery store are ultra, how do I say that? Ultra modified. Like, that's the number in the Netherlands, if I'm saying it correctly. But like, maybe it's even higher in America or in the UK, I don't know. But it's like, we should have a balance, we should have a say on our own, because oftentimes we think in a certain way about something, and sometimes it's good that we change our mind due to the fact that we are watching some videos. I think it's always good to broaden your mind. But what shouldn't be the case is that because of all those external opinions, that you are not able to make a choice for yourself again, because you have to think about all those opinions. So that's my little ramble on social media and quitting it also. Like, I have not quitted it completely. I am still like spending an hour or so sometimes on my phone, on Reels, if you know what I mean, like not being productive on my phone. And I still hate that fact, because those are 7 hours a week. That's like a whole work day. Not a whole work day, but you know what I mean. Like almost a whole work day that I can spend my time productively, or doing something that I love, or doing something that actually gives me a sense of relaxation. And I don't have that often. I notice myself always tidying up my jaw, and I really need to do something about it, like going to the doctors, but they are probably going to tell me, yeah, it's stress, you need to meditate, and I know, and I should do that. But yeah, then you get sucked into the social media, so you're actually undermining your own health. So I think that's my biggest message, is that you should be very specific about what you want with this life, I always make it like some world lesson. I'm not going to make it a world lesson. Just spend your time wisely. That's going to be my lesson. I'm not going to make a whole talk about it again. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I'm very grateful that you have spent your time with me today. Spend your time wisely, and it would be very much appreciated if you can like, subscribe.